The girl. Let her go. Shut up. Come closer, and I'll kill her. Sorry, but you're not going to get the chance. I'm reading through the file of an old court case. It was the first case of my longtime mentor, Maya Fey. Fugitive data. Name, Terry Falls. Charge, kidnapping and murder. Sentence, death penalty. Fugitive movements. After escaping, Falls met with and then murdered Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne. Recaptured on Eagle Mountain about 8 hours after his escape. Oh my god, it's the Hawthorne family again. The liar. Her very first client was a death row inmate who had recently broken out of prison. That was a whole year before Mia and I ever met. Oh, this was that scene where she just couldn't handle court and she didn't go for another year. Okay. 6 years earlier. Got it. I'm gonna have my coffee here. So who's the defendant in this one, I wonder? Ugh, I'm so nervous. I feel like I'm gonna die. I never should have accepted this case. Eeh! Good morning. Don't be so jumpy, Mia. I didn't do nothing. I swear I didn't kill anybody. Terry Falls, my first client. Sentenced to death 5 years ago and now a prison escapee. Just relax, Mia. Make some small talk and try to relax him. So why did you escape anyway? I'm sorry. I didn't do nothing. I didn't kill nobody. I never lie. I didn't escape from nowhere. But Mr. Falls, the police just recaptured you 2 days ago. Sorry, I told a lie. Oh boy. But anyways, I didn't do it. I never killed nobody. I'm sorry for asking, but you're on death row, right? I'm really sorry. They sentenced me to die 5 years ago, but I was tricked, I tell you. That woman, she lied in her testimony. That's why I got the death penalty. I swear I didn't kill her. I could never do that. 2 days ago, he escaped from the police wagon when he crashed. And about 8 hours later, the police woman was murdered before the police could recapture him. The police believe that Terry Falls did it. After you escaped, did you meet a policewoman? Yeah, I did. She's the reason I escaped. So that much is true, he did meet the victim. But he didn't kill her. She was alive when I left. She was alive! It's true! I can trust him, can't I? I mean, I should. It's Godot! You're not going to figure out the truth, but just standing there, staring at the guy. You without your mask, you fucking handsome beast. Oh my god, look at him! Why are you here? I came to see our little kitten was doing all alone in the big scary lion's den. I thought maybe you'd like someone to play with. Where's Mr. Grossberg? Huh, that old man is probably still in bed. I bet he's clutching an empty bottle and mumbling in his sleep. Aren't I good enough? After all, it's me, Diego Armando. I get it. I didn't say! So, Diego Armando, the finest attorney at Grossberg Law. I'm gonna call you Godot, because Godot is, oh my god, I love that name. Grossberg Law Offices is here with Fee. No. You've got it all wrong. Today, you're the finest. After all, it took an amazing amount of guts to take this case. Imagine. An escaped death row convict for a first client. Yeah, thanks. I sure wish you could get out of it, though. Huh, relax. I just heard some good news. The prosecutor for today is fresh out of his diapers as well. Really? However, unlike a certain somebody who I won't mention, he's earned the reputation as a genius since beginning his law career. Genius? Well, it's about time to head in, kitten. Sharpen those claws of yours, it's go time. Oh, please tell me it's Edgeworth. Please. A solitary confinement cell for the condemned must be the world's loneliest place. And that's what my client ran away from. Every other lawyer gave up on him, but not me. When I saw those overflowing eyes and heard that simple childlike voice, I just had the feeling that he was telling the truth. Edgeworth! Court is now in session for the trial of Cherry Falls. You look new. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecutor has been ready for a while, Your Honor. I understand the lawyers for both sides are newcomers. Yes, Your Honor. I'm Maya Fey. Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor. So you're the new prosecutor everyone is talking about, eh? They say you joined the prosecutor's office at quite an early age. At 20, Your Honor. I guess our little kitten hasn't earned herself much of a reputation yet, huh? Come on, Mia, you can't lose. Not to someone younger than you. Young people running a trial, I'm not too sure how I feel about that. Now then, the defendant in this case is currently a felon on death row. 2 days ago, he escaped from a police wagon. Is that correct? Precisely. But the defendant is not on trial for escaping prison. On the day that the defendant escaped, a policewoman was murdered. So we're here to determine if Mr. Foles was responsible for her death. You gotta get him. Well then, Mr. Edgeworth, let's hear your opening statement. Yes, Your Honor. It was 5 years ago. The defendant, Terry Falls, was sentenced to death in his very court. His crimes were kidnapping, extortion, and murder. But the girl he threw off the bridge was only 14 years old. A truly horrible crime, I remember it well. There was no decisive evidence, so the trial was long and protracted. Correct. But in the end, what finally decided the case was a certain witness's testimony. Oh, you bitch, you're following Von Karma. A witness's testimony? The testimony of Detective Valerie Hawthorne, the person who confronted the criminal. She arrested Mr. Foles at the scene and later testified against him. She said she witnessed Mr. Foles throw his young victim into the river. For those who are not aware, Eagle River is well known for its powerful current. Most bodies that fall in are never recovered. So Miss Hawthorne's testimony was the one that put him away. The policewoman you just mentioned. That wouldn't be... Exactly, the victim, the same woman that was killed 2 days ago. Police Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne. I see! The man who was sentenced to death based on her testimony escaped 2 days ago, with only one thing in his mind, to take revenge against the woman who convicted him. Aha, the truth is becoming clear to me now. Huh? Yes. It's quite obvious that the defendant is guilty. Huh? Wait a minute, that's not right! At least hear the case before you decide on the outcome, Your Honor. Watch yourself, Miss Fey. I'm not sure I care for your word of choice, or your tone of voice. Oh my god. Young people these days simply don't know how to respect their elders. Why, you're even younger than me, you hypocrite. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, please call your first witness. I call the detective who was in charge of the initial investigation of this case. Gumshoe! Witness, state your name and occupation. Gumshoe, Dick Gumshoe, I'm the homicide detective in charge of the case, sir. Finally got promoted to detective division half a year ago. I don't believe anyone asked you about that. Hey, ma'am, you got any idea how much work it takes? What is it? You're really gorgeous. No, seriously, my heart, it's aching for you. Detective, pull yourself together and try to be professional, otherwise I'll write you up in contempt so quick that something other than your heart will ache. Okay, I got it. Now, Detective, tell us about the incident. Yes, sir, right away. The victim was Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, a veteran of the police force. She was stabbed in the back with a knife and died from excessive blood loss. Not much is already stated in the autopsy report. The court would like to know more details about this incident itself. Yes, sir, I gotcha. Okay, let's take a look at this aerial map of the area here. This is a sketch of Dusky Bridge, an old suspension bridge. And the river that runs under there is Eagle River. The victim and the defendant met there, on top of the bridge. After stabbing her in the back, the killer carried the victim back to his car. He was recaptured at a police checkpoint as he was trying to make his getaway, sir. I see. Was the victim's blood found on the bridge? The victim, Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, was wearing a thick coat, sir. Unfortunately, no traces of blood were found on the bridge. Mr. Edgeworth, I warn you that I absolutely despise conjecture. If there was no blood on the bridge, then you have no proof that they even met there. Your Honor. If you would listen to the testimony we have prepared, I'm sure you will be convinced. The two of them most certainly did meet on the bridge that day. Why, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm not sure I like you wagging your finger at me as though I was some hoser. Detective, proceed with your testimony. Yeah, Von Karma wannabe. Yes, sir. Here we go, Mia. Hang on. Okay, now. Listen carefully, kitten. One little mistake and this guy will drink you for morning tea. Trust me and get ready. So I'm guessing this has secrets beyond the first case. Maybe Dahlia will show up again? I don't know. But if she does show up again, oh, this is probably how she knew Dahlia later on. But if she does show up, that means she gets, innocent because of it. I'm gonna blame Dahlia no matter what, who cares. Summary of the incident. On the day of the incident, an unknown person phoned the sergeant and asked to meet. Sergeant Hawthorne went to Dusky Bridge at the designated time and met with Mr. Falls. And that's why she was brutally murdered, sir. The criminal stuffed her body into the car trunk and tried to make a getaway. Mr. Falls was arrested at a police checkpoint, which set up at the base of the mountain. Well, you certainly have established the importance of the bridge. Naturally. Now, will the defense please hurry up and proceed with the cross-examination? Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examination, coming right up. Hey, settle down there, kitten. If you keep trembling like that, you're gonna make me spill my coffee. I'm not trembling, it's just cold. The courtroom can be a cold battlefield, alright. Especially for a beginner. I don't need you to worry about me. I mean, the defendant, the witness, everyone's a beginner in here. Huh, you got me there. But maybe you should keep your claws out and show them what you've got, kitten. Meow! It's okay, Mia. Stay calm. Just remember those court procedure videos you stayed up all last night watching. Sorry, my nose is really blocked right now, so I'm sorry if I sound a little weird. On the day of the incident, an unknown person phoned the sergeant and asked to meet. This unknown person, you have no idea who it might be, right? Sorry, but I'm afraid I do. What? The one who called Sergeant Hawthorne was the defendant, Terry Falls. What? The defendant? The defendant calls her? Sergeant Hawthorne was a very thorough person, sir. She left a note about her phone call with Mr. Falls. Yeah, a top secret memo that she left on her desk. Cool. According to this note, it seems the one who called her to the bridge was indeed the defendant, Terry Falls. Whose bright idea was it to keep the note from me? Huh, looks like the judge is even more sure of his verdict now. Listen up, never ask a question if you don't already know the answer. He's the one that said the unknown person. Hey now, don't make that face with me. I just said it that way because the prosecutor told me to. Was that a trap? With that cute face, I didn't expect them to be so sneaky. Yes. I am a cute man, but I am also very devilish, Mia. Ha ha ha. A bridge up the mountains, but why me there? Because it is a very important place, said the defendant, that's why. What do you mean by that? If you remember 5 years ago, the defendant kidnapped a young girl. He was chased onto the bridge. It was there that he killed his hostage. And the place where all of this occurred is, of course, Dusky Bridge. So dusky. The very place where the Sergeant Hawthorne arrested and handcuffed Mr. Falls. Huh, returning to the scene of the crime. How nostalgic. And that's where she was brutally murdered. Whoops. That's where she was brutally murdered, sir. Yes, I know. I need to go back to that. Was the body of the victim discovered right away? Yeah, we were really on the ball. We found the criminal within 1 hour of the murder. It was great. We even got to say, don't move. We've got you surrounded. Wait a second. Isn't there something weird about that? The location was a suspension bridge up in the mountains. So how did they find out about the crime so quickly? Sergeant Hawthorne must have mentioned the phone call to someone else, right? Huh. If that's what had happened, then she wouldn't have been killed. She never mentioned the phone call from Mr. Falls, but she left a note on her desk about it. If only I'd noticed it earlier, maybe she'd still be alive. I wonder why she didn't mention the phone call to anyone. Mr. Falls had a car then. Well, that bridge is way up in the mountains, ma'am. The defendant and the victim both went up in their back car. I mean, how else, right? What? You mean the defendant drove his own car? No, of course not. It was stolen. He stole it from a young couple that had been waiting at a red light. Car thieves. I'm not sure how I feel about car thieves. Is this guy sure about how he feels about anything? I prefer the old judge. This is a photo of the stolen car's trunk. Well, naturally, that's the body of Valerie Hawthorne in there. Oh, that doesn't look too comfortable. Reminds me of Assassin's Creed 2. The victim, she was stabbed in the back, correct? Why is there blood on her stomach then? Huh. For some reason, men always seem to get stabbed in the back. We're talking about a woman here. Woman? The knife was stuck in her back, nice and firm. The condition of the body when it was discovered is very important information. Detective, was there anything strange or noteworthy in the trunk of the car? Here's a photo of the trunk, but I don't see anything strange, do you? Let's see. So here's the normal picture. Wears a white scarf for identification. Talk to Dahlia. Tell this time the whole truth must come out. She has no scarf. Witness! What is it? Do you have something to say, Miss Fey? I'm sorry, I totally forgot what I was going to say. This is the first time I've actually had to address something like that. You should have practiced before coming to court. Honestly, Miss Fey, I'm not sure I like this. Say there, little kitten. Want a piece of my coffee candy? Candy? Well, you're still too young to be drinking real coffee. Come on, Mia. Shake it off, you're a lawyer. Detective. Yes, ma'am. This photo. You said there was nothing peculiar about it, is that correct? Yeah, that's right, I said. Well then, I suggest you take another look at the note written by the victim. It very clearly says, wear white scarf for identification. The caller must have forgotten what the victim looked like, thus the special request. I have one very simple question for you, Detective. Where is the white scarf? Can't seem to find it in this photo. Well, to be honest, we didn't find it in the trunk, ma'am. And you stopped there. You should have looked for it. The caller told her to wear it to identify herself, so I'd expect she did just that. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do you have to say about this? I see the defense is a little lacking. The scarf you were searching so desperately for. Is it this one, perchance? That's not a white one. Where did you find that, sir? On Dusky Bridge. I was there first and decided to conduct my own investigation. But why? Why didn't you tell me? I made a decision to keep all pieces of evidence in my personal satchel. It's the safest place I know. Huh, that hotshot sure is a flair for the dramatic. No, that's where you get your idea from. Oh, I put all my evidence in my pocket because it's the safest place. It's not exactly wide as the caller requested, but as you can see, it's close enough for what it was intended for. It looks like it spent some time in the mud. Not surprising, it was drizzling on the mountain that day. Prosecutor Edgeworth, he was intentionally hiding that scarf the whole time. The court will accept the scarf into evidence. Now, if the attorney for the defense is finished embarrassing herself, I'd like to move on with the testimony. That is alright with you, isn't it, Miss Fey? Boy, would I like to wrap the scarf around his shabby little neck. Smarmy, sorry. Very good. Now, if you're done with this mud-covered scarf business, the prosecution moves to establish conclusively and with hard evidence that Miss Hawthorne and Mr. Falls did indeed meet on that bridge that day. Furthermore, we will show exactly what occurred there. That sounds quite promising. I can't wait to hear all about it. Ugh, everything is moving in his whim. Don't forget, kiddo, there's a reason why everyone considers this kid a genius. A genius, huh? Actually, there is an eyewitness who was there when the incident took place. This photo was accidentally taken by the witness. Was accidentally taken by the witness. It shows her wearing her scarf, sir. It was drizzling that day, unfortunately it's a little hard to see what's going on. Anyway, the criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. That must have been when the scarf fell off. Looking at this photo, you really get the sense that this bridge is very high up. It is about 40 feet drop from the bridge to the Eagle River down below. Mr. Edgeworth, who took this photo anyway? Let's just say there was a well-intended third party. A potential witness. So why isn't this person in the courtroom? Well, they said they absolutely did not want to testify. The person in question is very delicate, Your Honor. Besides, as long as we have this photo, we see no reason to compel her to testify. I'm not sure how I feel about that. So as you can see, Terry Falls had both the motive and the opportunity. I think it's quite clear at this point what happened on that bridge. Aha! The truth is becoming clear to me now. Yes, it's quite obvious. He's clearly guilty. Not again! That's not fair! I haven't even done my cross-examination yet! What do you mean, Alright then. Sir, I'm sure he said something odd. Yeah, he says she was pushed down, but if the scarf fell off then and got muddy because of the bridge, why didn't her coat get muddy? So at the time of the crime, there was a light drizzle coming down, correct? Yeah, and fog too. Just a generally soggy atmosphere. Well, I have evidence that doesn't go with that soggy atmosphere. But this is a photo of the victim's body that was found in the car trunk. Considering the conditions at the scene of the crime, something isn't right. Well, by all means, please enlighten us as to what isn't right. What is it about the photo of the trunk that doesn't fit? Coat. Naturally, the answer is right here. The victim's coat? As far as I can see, there is nothing strange about it. That's exactly what's strange. Remember the testimony? What were the conditions on the bridge that day? It was drizzling and foggy. Dusky bridge was all wet. If the victim really had fallen down on her stomach on top of the bridge, then the front of her coat should have been covered in mud. That's exactly right! Yes, Mia! The other day, I fell on a muddy street and my gorgeous playoff beard was befolded. No! That's why... No, I was going to say that's why I wasn't able to come in today. No, that was the other judge! You see, we are actually doppelgangers. I just have more hair. I do admit that the crime scene was quite wet that day. However, that doesn't mean that the top of the bridge itself was muddy. If your honor had fallen on the shower instead of a muddy street, His glorious hockey beard, pride of the legal league, would be wet but not muddy. Fortunately, I have yet to test that. Still, your point is well taken. Can you prove that the surface of the bridge was muddy that day? The surface of the bridge? Can I? Oh, the scarf, right. Huh, a real man wouldn't stand for a tour like this. Neither would a real woman. Of course I can. Okay then. Here's the evidence that proves the surface of the bridge was muddy. Dun, dun, dun. The evidence is the scarf. Ah, it should be obvious. If the scarf fell onto the bridge and got this muddy, it means that the bridge was obviously covered in mud. No, I can't be outwitted by this novice bimbo. Hey, same to you, buddy. Mia is just awesome. Miss Fey's assertion makes perfect sense to me. I do admit that there appears to be a contradiction between the contradiction of the victim's coat and her scarf. However, the real question is, why is there a contradiction? Huh? For every contradiction, there exists an explanation. Let's look at what the explanation of the case may be, shall we? Alright. It's not like he's really giving me a choice here. Huh. You're doing pretty good for a little kitten. But Mr. Armando! No matter what he says, a contradiction always comes down to a lie. It's either the victim discovered in the trunk, the witness's photo showing the defendant the victim, or the witness's testimony that stated she saw the moment of the murder. Just relax and think it over. It's pretty simple, isn't it? The false evidence. It's one of those three. It's the testimony, isn't it? What you said just now, I'm not sure I like it. That wasn't me, Your Honor. It was the coffee afficino over there that said it. This court is not in the habit of accepting false evidence, you know. Blame it on him, Your Honor. He's the one trying to slip false evidence into the court. But we won't let him. We'll expose his evidence as his flimsy scam it really is. Yes, the false evidence in the case is the... It is a no-brainer, obviously. It's the witness that's suspicious. Witness suspicious. Suspicious witness. Witness. During his earlier testimony, the detective pointed out a crucial fact. The criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. Now, is that testimony exactly what the witness claims to have seen? Yeah, that's what the witness told us. That testimony is filled with holes, and not knife holes. After all, the victim's coat isn't dirty at all. That's true. It's not just true, it's the truth. If that was a truly decisive witness in this case, I'm certain that boy wonder over there would have called them in the first place. Your Honor, the defense requests to cross-examine the eyewitness. The testimony presented so far is not only vague, but contradictory as well. Well, Miss Edgeworth, it appears that we'll need to hear from your mystery witness after all. You should brace yourselves for the brutal truth. Your Honor, the prosecution has no intention of hiding the witness from the court. We are prepared to present our witness at any time. Very well. Please bring forth your witness at the time. What Miss Edgeworth said kind of worries me. What does he mean by the brutal truth? Now, let's proceed with the testimony. Miss Edgeworth, please go right ahead. Thank you, Your Honor. The prosecution summons the woman who saw the events that night with her very own eyes. Then the battle begins here. Witness, what is your name and occupation? Fuck you! Dahlia! Go to hell! Everyone is so silent. Oh no. Oh, the temptation. Ooh, now look at you. Can I put it You look as scrumptious as a double-double in a dozen donut holes. I feel like I want to hurry up and hand down a verdict just to have a bite. Hey, not so fast. As I said before, this witness is very sensitive and delicate. I would ask the court to please exercise care when addressing her. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. You are a true gentleman. Miss Fey, you could learn a lot from this man. He's such a gentleman, he sure doesn't act like one to me. Sir? Yes, my dear? This is my first time, so I'm sure I'll make a lot of mistakes. What the fuck is your name? Doesn't tell me. Anyway, I just wanted to say I'm sorry for all the trouble I might cause. Not at all. It's no trouble at all. Now then, may we please have your name and occupation? Melissa. My name is Melissa Foster. Oh my god, she's going under an alias. Unless this is a real name and Dali is an alias, I don't know. No, because the cop was called Hawthorne. Unless she stole that last name, I don't even know anymore. I'm a college student, a freshman in the literature department. You're on the scene when the unfortunate events occurred, correct? And you were the one who took this photo. Is that accurate? No, how can you be so mean? You're the one who's mean. You poisoned someone. Like, wait, what date is it again? Will it tell me the date? February 14th. That was probably like a couple of days ago, but still in February. She hasn't killed the guy yet. Huh? But it's just a photograph. It's not like it's something dangerous. Next time I'll be forced to penalize you. I don't like the turn this has taken. Is she staring at me? And you would be? I'm the defense lawyer. My name is Maya Fey. I see. So you are... Now then, young lady, could you please give us your testimony? Yes, Your Honor. I'll do my best. Butterflies, go away, please. Stop with the freaky, stupid, fake smile. I was using my camera to take some pictures of wild flowers. Then I noticed there were two people standing up on the suspension bridge. Suddenly they just started fighting. That's when I hurried and took the photo that shows the crucial moment. And right after that I called the police. By the way, where were you standing when the incident occurred? I believe the map would be of help here. I was standing right over here. I was standing in a beautiful field surrounded by tall cliffs. So you took this photo from that location, eh? I brought the camera I was using at the time, just like Mr. Edgeworth asked me to. Oh, what a cute camera, just like its owner. Alright then, Miss Fey, time for your cross-examination. But I warn you, make the witness cry again and you'll feel the wrath of my gavel. Lies. This evidence establishes the defendant is lying, right? Oh, no, I chose the wrong one. Chose the wrong one. I was meant to choose the witness photo. Ow! Yes, I know you rushed to get the photo, but why does it look like this then? Looks like you were closer. Witness, when you said you took a photo of the crucial moment, is this what you meant? All I can see in this photo are two people facing each other. You testified that you saw the two of them starting the fight. Normally, what's the kind of thing we would refer to as a crucial moment? Why haven't you presented a photo like that? Well, you see... The photo we presented was the only one there was. But if you really wanted to capture the crucial moment, then what would happen next? You must have taken a photo of it. My apologies, young lady. But Miss Fey's assertion is not without a certain amount of merit. He can certainly downplay a situation, can't he? I'm sorry, I'm a very bad girl. I used it all up, but the film, I mean... You ran out of film? This photo was the last one. Unfortunately, that is the truth. I personally examined all the photographs she took that day, and all the other photos are of the witness says, playing among the wildflowers. The witness herself? Then who took the photos? Well, you see, my camera has a timer. So you took the photos yourself? I remember taking some photos of myself once too. Please, no details. It seems that Miss Fey's assertion was not so decisive after all. Wait just a minute. Well, if she had no film left, she couldn't very well take more pictures, eh? Miss Foster, perhaps that you could tell us about a different sort of photo. Photos of the incident that you took with your very own eyes. You're quite the poet, Mr. Edgeworth. Very well then, let's get back to the cross-examination. Say your thoughts on the fight that you witnessed. Yes, Mr. Judge. Boy, this guy's really a sucker for sweet talk. It looks like the other kitten in the room is the one that's getting all the attention. Yeah, it's sickening. I love you, Godot. I was using my camera to take some more pictures of Wild. Then I noticed there was two people standing up on the suspension bridge. Suddenly they started fighting. The victim turned around and tried to run away, but she only got about 10 yards before she was stabbed in the back. If Terry Falls isn't the criminal, then there must be something strange in that girl's testimony. Be careful, kitten. That girl has the judge wrapped around her little finger. You're going to have a tough time poking holes in that testimony of hers. Oh, whoops. Sorry about that. I think I mentioned this in like an earlier episode. I think it was JFA actually, Justice for All. I pressed the button and it basically made the whole screen go around. You're gonna have to come up with something really good, Mia. What is below there anyway? Oh, it's cursed and everything. Okay, I was using, yes, cool. Witness, your testimony is a joke. What? But I just... Miss Fey, I thought I warned you not to make the witness cry. Oh, you bitch. One short testimony and two bad contradictions. There's no possible excuse. Did you say there was two contradictions? It's simple. Just take one look at a diagram of the area. According to her testimony, the two of them were in the middle of the bridge. But if they were, and the victim had turned around and tried to run, well then, she would have hit a dead end. Yeah. You said 10 yards, but she couldn't even run 5. Because Dusky Bridge has collapsed on that side. What does all this mean? It's very simple, Your Honor. This charming little witness told a charming little lie. That's all there is to it. This beautiful young lady has been lying to the court. Just a moment, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, you have to fancy me now. Your Honor, allow me to personally apologize for the confusion. What do you mean? There's one major mistake in this diagram. What did you say? What are you referring to? It's all because the diagram was made after the incident occurred. It's a very old bridge, we couldn't find any official blueprints of it. So you're saying? I'm saying that even though the bridge is currently in disrepair, there's no evidence that can prove that the bridge was broken during the incident. You can't actually tell the condition of the bridge from this photo. I apologize to the court for not being more clear when I presented the evidence. I'm horny for this little girl, I will believe you, Mr. Edgeworth. Ah, this guy's good. Huh? What do you mean? You planned it from the very beginning. He's a genius, alright. That diagram of the bridge was his insurance policy. What? That coward! I will get you, Mr. Edgeworth. Well, Miss Fey, it seems you've once again made a reckless accusation. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I am as well. You're gonna die because I'm gonna kill you! Should have been more careful myself. No, it wasn't your fault at all. Now then, shall we go on with the trial? I'd like to establish once and for all what it was that the witness actually saw. Indeed. Alright, young lady. Oh, my phone is going all weird. May I ask you to please proceed with your testimony? But it's so hard to go on. I need love. We're all on your side, Miss Foster. There's no need to worry. Just tell us what you saw. Yes, sir. After he stabbed her in the back, he quickly picked her up in his arms. Then he carried her over to the car. I suppose that was the only way he could make sure the body was stayed hidden. He couldn't just leave the body on top of the bridge. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm only supposed to talk about what I saw. Witnessing such a violence must have been difficult. Yes, sir. I'm still shaken up. If he accepts our testimony as it is, we're finished. Don't say that! Oh well, maybe I'll stop off at my favorite cafe on the way home. They make a really good mocha latte. This trial isn't over yet! Huh, that's what I like to hear. You haven't even done a case. You won't do a case until 6 years later. So don't be all badass. Oh my god, I love you. Godot, no! Alright, let's go. Okay, so you're saying that the only way he could make a body hidden was by putting it into the boot of his car. Fucking Dahlia, he's on top of a 40-foot drop bridge! A killer not wanting his victim to be found, I can understand that. However, the idea of moving the body for that purpose is clearly odd. There was a much easier way to make sure the body wasn't found. Well, what is it? Take another look at the map of the area, you'll see how. There's a river right below the bridge. Earlier, Mr. Edgeworth pointed out something interesting about the river. For those who are not aware, Eagle River is well known for its powerful current. Most bodies that fall in are never recovered. Ah! In the kidnapping case 5 years ago, the victim's body was carried away and never found. If 10 murders were to occur at the same spot above the Eagle River, you can bet your boots that every other killer would have tossed the body in the water. Order! Order! I'm not sure if I care for the way you put that. I must admit, it does seem odd not to have thrown the body into the river. Well, Mr. Edgeworth? How sad. Perhaps Miss Fey would do well to try taking a dip in the river herself. After all, you claim to be such an expert in the ways of nature. What are you talking about? My point is that no matter how odd you may find the killer's method of body disposal, the fact is that this is what the killer did. None of your arguments have anything to do with what the witness saw. Quite true. Miss Fey, it seems that your assertion is without merit after all. But what the witness claims to have seen is totally ridiculous. Surely you can't deny that the body was found in the trunk of the car. That's certainly inconsistent with what the witness has told us. Please, witness, go on with your testimony. All you have to do is tell us only what you saw, otherwise the mean lady might yell at you again. Who is he talking about? Alright, I'll do my best. Fuck you. After he stabbed her in the back, he quickly picked her up, then he carried her over to the car. The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there. He broke into it? Really? Well, Miss Foster, looks like you've done it this time. I don't get what she's done, I just made a random guess. Made a crucial mistake. Crucial mistake? Like what, Miss Fey? The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there? You're saying you saw that, right? With your very own eyes. Yes, and? It's simple, Miss Foster. Oh, you wouldn't have been able to see it. The place you claim to have taken the photo from that day is here. Do you see what I mean? Even if you tried to see the car, this outcropping of rock is directly in the way. That's right, Miss Foster. From where you were standing, you could not have possibly seen the killer's car. I admit that diagram shows a large outcropping of rock. However, it isn't so tall that it would stop her from seeing the car. That's right, it's not high at all. I was able to see his car just fine. I'm so sorry, but that just doesn't wash. I believe it was the witness who presented this as evidence to the court, yes? This is the location that the photo was taken. Your own photo tells the whole story. You can clearly see the left side of the bridge, but the outcropping that is being referred to is really more like a cliff. Your view should have been completely cut off by this cliff, but still you claim to have been able to see the killer's car. Order! Order in the court! What is the meaning of all this baloo? Ballyhoo. Your Honor, I don't jump to any hasty conclusions. The fact that the escapee fled in a stolen car was reported on the news. After witnessing a murder, I'm sure you can appreciate that this witness was very upset. She must have heard about the stolen car and convinced herself that she saw it. But she was repeatedly warned before stating her testimony. She was told to testify only about what she saw with her own eyes. Oh, Mr. Judge? What is it? I think I must have remembered things wrong. Hey, wait a minute, you can't just say that. Oh my god. Miss Fey, no one on the face of the planet is perfect. Yes indeed. Quite true. You know what they say, to err is human, to forgive divine. I'm inclined to give the benefit of the doubt to our witness here. What? That's not fair! Huh. Save the tears for later, kidden. Mr. Armando! Don't look back until the trial's over. Now is the time to go forward. But that isn't fair. Okay, kidden. You need to relax. Then you need to remember the other kidden's testimony. The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there. So tell us, how did you know that? How did you know that he broke into the trunk? Until you can explain how you knew that, you're gonna have a lot of very suspicious people on this side of the courtroom. Well, witness? Well, I'm certain that he broke into the trunk because there were marks left on the trunk lid. I'm certain there were scratch marks from when he broke it. What? Let me see that photo. There is. It's true. There certainly look like scratch marks around the keyhole. It's obvious that this truck has been broken open. Oh, Miss Fey, are you satisfied? The judge is on your side, and I can't make any mistakes here. What you just said, is there a contradiction in there somewhere? It doesn't work. Melissa Foster, it feels like you finally betrayed yourself. You said you were in a field taking photos of wildflowers, but even so, you knew about the scratches. The question is when. When did you get a chance to see those scratches? Finally. You finally got her. She could have heard them, but I know she said, I'm getting pretty tired of waiting over here. And perhaps it would be faster if Miss Fey explained herself. Your Honor, there's only one possible explanation. The reason the witness had seen the scratches was she put the corpse in herself. There's only one way the witness had the chance to see those scratches. Yes, what is it? Naturally, when she opened the trunk and stuffed the corpse in herself. The person who really hid the body in the trunk of that car was Melissa Foster. It was you that did it, wasn't it? That's ridiculous! I could never! It was the man in the prison garb. I was gonna say poison. He's the one who did it. I don't think so, Miss Foster. If Mr. Falls had been the one that put the corpse in the trunk, he would have simply used the car key. There was no need to break it open. But he stole the car. He stole it from a young couple that had been waiting at a red light, which means that the key would have still been in the ignition. I see. Thank you for telling us about the scratches, Miss Foster. Without that, we never would have uncovered the truth. It couldn't have been Mr. Falls that put the body in the trunk. Preposterous to even suggest that the witness put the body in there. If that were true, then how do you explain the photo that she took? The corpse that could only have been put in the trunk when the incident occurred. And we already know that at the time she was taking photographs. Now's your chance, Mia. Finish this thing. On the contrary, I'm not so certain about that anymore, Mr. Edgeworth. There's no need to think too deeply about it. What I'm saying is the shutter for this may not have been pushed by Miss Foster herself. Camera? I don't think you can make a mistake about it. Take a look at a camera. It has a timer built into it, even a mini tripod. Almost as if the camera was brought just to take this picture. What are you trying to say there, Miss Fey? That when the crime occurred, Miss Foster wasn't in the field as she claimed? Well, if she really did use the camera's auto timer, then the answer is yes, she was somewhere else. Exactly, she was not in the field. Would the defense please explain further? Listen, this is a crucial moment. Where was Miss Foster when the incident occurred? In answering that question will also make clear Miss Foster's true identity. Well then, please answer the question. Where was Melissa Foster when the incident on the bridge occurred? Now I'm gonna take a random guess, just based on a theory, but I think Melissa killed Valerie, or whatever her name is, put her into the car, and then met, with the prison person. And since he didn't know what her face was, and needed the scarf to identify her, she probably stole the scarf, and pretended to be her. Naturally, the witness is right here. But that's where the victim, Miss Hawthorne, was standing. Order! Order! Miss Fey, what on earth? Your Honor, if I may. After parting with the victim on the bridge, the defendant fled by the car. But this would mean that there was no time to put the victim in the trunk. In other words, if someone put the body in the trunk, it could only have been before the defendant met the victim. How asinine. Oh, asinine. Of course Mr. Falls met the victim. The only person with the opportunity to put the victim in the trunk. It's the same man that killed her, Terry Falls. You still don't understand, do you, Mr. Edgeworth? By the time the witness's photo was taken, the victim was already dead. The person in the photo was not Valerie Hawthorne. What? I've never heard anything more ridiculous in my entire life. And who exactly is the victim in this photo? It's obvious, isn't it? It's your own witness. What? It's the only possible explanation. The woman that Mr. Falls met on the bridge that night was not Valerie Hawthorne. It was you, Melissa Foster. Me? Let's remember that it was raining and foggy on the mountain that day. Mr. Falls himself believed that the woman in front of him was Valerie Hawthorne. But the defendant knew Valerie Hawthorne very well. After all, she was the woman whose testimony helped get him convicted. But since then, my client had spent 5 hard years in the federal penitentiary. He couldn't remember exactly what she looked like. You were just making this up as you go along. Where's your proof? I've got it all right here. The piece of evidence will blow this case wide open. At the time of the incident, Mr. Falls had forgotten what Valerie Hawthorne looked like because of this. Mr. Falls had forgotten the victim's face. That's why he needed some piece of identification, namely this muddy scarf. It was Mr. Falls who requested that she wear this scarf to identify herself. That's already been proven by the note the victim left. In other words, as long as you were wearing a scarf, like he said, anyone could have pretended to be Valerie Hawthorne. Well, what do you have to say to that, Melissa Foster? Exactly. Where's Miss Foster? She's collecting herself in the lobby. It's obvious that Melissa Foster did it. She hid the body in the trunk and disguised herself as the victim. She set up the camera to snap a fake photo of them together. The only question is, why did she do it? Well, isn't that obvious? She's the true criminal. Well, we'll have to wait for Miss Foster to compose herself before we start again. Till then, this court is in recess. The defense and the prosecution are instructed to wait in the lobby. Yes, Your Honor. Understood. Very well, this court is in recess.